right, scholars, let's take a look at the think about it. Part A, Josiah and Emery simplified the same expression step by step with correct calculations, but only Josiah got the correct answer. Explain how or why Josiah may have gotten a correct answer. All right, so this is Josiah's work right here. Let's go ahead and look at what steps Josiah took. So we got 3 times and then parentheses 6 plus 2 plus close parentheses plus 4 minus 6 divided by 2. So it looks like Josiah added first, but more specifically, he added what's inside the parentheses first. So I'm going to go ahead and put a P for that, and I'll go ahead and write the entire word a little bit later. Next, let's see, we got 3 times 8 plus 4 minus 6 divided by 2, and then he got 24. So it looks like Josiah multiplied next. So I'll put an M for that. Moving down to the next row, it looks like he divided next. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I'll put D for division. And then we got 24 plus 4, which is 28. So it looks like he added next. And then the last step is to subtract. So looks like he subtracted last. All right. So this is like the main strategy you want to use when doing order of operations, okay? When you have basically like our aim stated. So going back to our aim, whenever you have numerical expressions with multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and grouping symbols, we're going to go ahead and use a strategy very similar to this. But I'm going to go ahead and type it up right over here. And here we go. So the first thing that you always want to do is whatever is inside the parentheses. That's always going to be the very first step, which is what Josiah did. He didn't just add first. He took care of the numbers that were in parentheses. Next, and Josiah didn't do it just because it's not in this question, is exponents. So whenever you have exponents, it's going to be the second step you're going to want to do. After exponents, we have multiplication, like Josiah did, and division. And let me fix this up right here. So multiplication and division. And these actually go at the same time. And it's whichever one comes first from left to right is the operation you're going to do first. So if we're looking right over here, we got division here, multiplication here. But since when we're going left to right, since multiplication occurred first, that's the first operation you're going to do. If this would have been switched around, and the division would have been over here, multiplication over here, just Josiah would have and should have divided first. Okay, so the next thing that Josiah did was add. And this is very similar to multiplication and division, is you want to do addition and subtraction. And again, just like multiplication and division, it's whichever one happens first from left to right. Okay? So, and this is a really useful strategy for all order of operations. If I just go ahead and type this right over here, this is a quick way you can remember how to follow this format. And let me type it over here. We can use P for parentheses. We could use E for exponents. For multiplication, we could use M. It's a good idea to probably put D right there so you know it's whichever one comes first from left to right. But let me just move it right here for now. D for division, addition, and subtraction. And the reason I wrote it like this is because you could just say PEMDAS, right? So PEMDAS is the strategy that we're going to use for order of operations. But it might be a good idea to write it like this so that you know when it comes to multiplication and division, whichever one comes first from left to right, and then addition and subtraction, whichever one comes first from left to right. Okay, and our conjecture for this lesson is we simplify expressions following the same order every time. Parentheses, then multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. So notice exponents is not mentioned just because we're not really going to see exponents in this lesson or this year. But it's just a good idea to know for all of operations, it would be parentheses first, then exponents, then multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction.